Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Dose. I am Jeff Lear.
I'm Shelby Leduc.
And we are here in the wonderful atrium of St. Mary's Hospital to talk with Sarah, a clinical educator, about some upcoming free stroke screening opportunities that Purvea, St. Vincent, and St. Mary's are kind of collaborating on here to offer here at St. Mary's. So, Sarah, just first off, can you tell us when these screenings are and what anybody needs to get, and if anybody has to pay for them or register?
No, these are free screenings. We have one here at St. Mary's on next Monday, June 25th from 8 to 12, and one at St. Vincent Hospital next Friday, again from 8 to 12. And there is a phone number that you can call to register. That number is 920-272-1610. And again, the screenings are free. There are 15-minute slots that you can sign up for. And there really isn't anything that you would need to bring in particular other than awareness of your health history, any medications you might be taking.
Now, so free screenings, no cost to patients.
No cost.
Now, why are we doing something like this here?
We really want to get the word out about risks for stroke. There are a lot of people who, based on their medical and family history, are at risk for stroke, and we want people to be aware of what those signs and symptoms of stroke are and what they can do to prevent stroke, because we know that about 80% of strokes are preventable if they are treated and managed.
You're talking about some of those signs and symptoms. There used to be the FAST acronym, but now there's two more things added on to that, so it's actually Be Fast. Can we kind of go through some of, or actually all of those symptoms so people can know?
Yes. Now the Be Fast has changed. In the past it was just fast, but Be Fast adds some additional symptoms that we want to watch out for. The B stands for balance. We want to look to see how people are walking if they're unsteady. The E is eyes. We know that people who have strokes oftentimes will have vision problems that happen suddenly, so that's what the E stands for. And then F is face, looking for that facial droop a patient may have. A is arm weakness, and that's typically one side or the other, where one arm will drift down. And then S is for speech, and that's both slurred speech or understanding speech, so somebody who might be confused. And then T is for either terrible headache or time. We know there are treatments that we can do for treating stroke now that are very time sensitive, so getting to the emergency room in a timely manner really helps that, so that's what the T stands for.
Time is really important in that too, and when you mention terrible headache, I think a lot of people equate these symptoms to just having that terrible migraine, saying, my head really hurts or my vision's blurred, it might just be a really bad migraine, but it could be something more. Is there any sort of misconceptions about stroke?
Strokes used to be thought of as a kind of an old person's disease. Strokes can happen to anybody at any age, not just your grandmother, grandfather. Anybody in their even teens and 20s potentially could have a stroke based on their risk factors. So it's really important that people are aware of what applies to them.
So what exactly is happening in the body or when you are having a stroke? Like, for people, some people may not know what it means. They may know the term, but, what is actually happening, and we have a little brain model here. Mm-hmm. Perhaps I can hold this for you.
Okay, yeah. So, a stroke happens in the brain. It occurs when the blood vessels that supply the brain, that there is either a blockage or those blood vessels can burst. So you have two different types of stroke: a stroke caused by a blood clot or a stroke caused by a bleed into the brain tissue. So it's important that people know what type of stroke they've had as well. The most common, of course, is the type where there is a blood clot that happens. But then that area of the brain does not get the oxygen and blood supply that it needs, and that's how we are having the symptoms of stroke.
So for somebody who's interested in coming for a screening, a lot of times people avoid the doctor simply because they're afraid of bad news, they don't know what to expect. What can someone expect when they come in for one of these free screenings?
Okay. Basically, it's looking at their risk factors that they have, talking about, we do a blood pressure check to see, because we know that hypertension is the #1 risk factor for stroke, and it is it's one of those diseases that really doesn't, it's kind of hidden. People don't necessarily know when their blood pressure is high. So doing that blood pressure check is a big piece of it. And then we also check the pulse rate, and if it's irregular, we may do an additional just EKG strip if it's a new finding, because we know that there are atrial fibrillation is a common cardiac disorder that is also a risk for stroke. And then we look at health history and talk about an action plan for that person to help control their risks so that we can potentially prevent an event from happening.
Good information to have.
Definitely so. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for joining us, for talking about this, and thank you to HSHS and Prevea for kind of organizing some free stroke screenings and some early detection efforts.
Yes, so once again, that's June 25th and the 29th, happening at Prevea, St. Vincent, and St. Mary's, so make sure to call and schedule your appointment.
Have a great day.